how you doing? Killer, Carl, you alright people? John, Joram, thank you for coming in. I've just been down to get the keys to go in the old church. It was a Roman outpost back in the day, in the very early part of the 1st century, and it was gifted as a building as a church in 1169. It's recorded. 2 seconds, just let this tractor get past. And we're off. Yackers, how you doing? Gavin, you alright? Now, parts of Hadrian's Wall in the outpost were reused in building this church. It was actually gifted to be a church by the priory on this ground. And there's still, John, 27, hi, thanks for coming in. Terry, how you doing? Oh, brilliant, Roseanne. Corner Clubhouse, how are you doing? The real VR, very nice to see you. Zelen, Christine. The smell of the farmyard. Now, the house in front is the farmhouse these days, but that used to be the vicarage. That is a few hundred years old too. My Bird Farm, how you doing? Thanks for coming in. Scott, how you doing? A few of you won't have seen the church itself, so I've got the keys and I'm going to take you inside. We have some pieces left of Roman masonry that's been reused. We have all sorts of interesting things in there. So I've been to pick up the keys and I'll take you inside. Roadhog, how you doing? Thanks for coming in. Terry, nice one. Thank you very much. Oh, looking forward to seeing that. So modern days, this must be one of the oldest roundabouts ever. We've got some old stonework there. An actual tree grew in it. Well, this must be one of the oldest roundabouts in the country. Yes, Zelen. Happy New Year. Pixie, how you doing? Tim, how you doing? Oh, the sheep are having a nosy. T-Rep, how you doing? Yes, Neo, I've been playing with Nightbot. If you type drop, it'll drop your link. PA, how you doing? PA, did you get anything out of that last night? Geordie, how you doing? Yeah, right, Carl. But the oldest grave I've found in here is right on this other side, this first side. And we've got lots of snowdrops out. I'm glad we'll have. I wanted to show you those. We're also going to go down to where the otters are. But we'll have a look around in here. Snowdrops, the first flowers in spring. Valentino, how you doing? Little snowdrops. I saw my first ones at the priory. Now we've got Betsy. How old are you, Betsy? Betsy, daughter of James and Jane Armstrong, Househead Brampton, who died 15th of March 1856. She was only 8 years old. Also Isaac, their son, who died 16th of July 1847, aged 35 years? Or is that 3.5? No, 35 years, I think. One of my favourites is over this way. Mandy, how you doing? This is probably the oldest one, 1868. And at the priory, other graves this date use the same. Dan, how you doing? Good morning. This one has a real story with it, and I really like it. It's unusual. The black at the bottom was never used. Dale, you alright? So this is Charles, if my memory serves me right. Charlesborough, Esquire. Now we've got Old English, so the S is an F. But the interchange in the same piece of writing, so it's text, so it's hard. But he was Esquire Master. Again, you've got an F for an S. Commander in the Royal Navy, Great Britain, who died 18th of July 1810, age 57, in the battle between the British and Dutch fleets of Camperdown, October the 11th, 1797. He was first lieutenant aboard the Russell, who bore 71 guns, which bear to drift distinguished part of the glorious victory. So there was a battle at sea with the Dutch in 1797. We've got another really old one here. This one's more unusual. You don't see so many of these. PA, I don't think it'll time you out. It shouldn't do. Tim, how you doing? This is a completely different style, this one. 1855, age 76. And again, it's that age here. They lived to a ripe old age, considering the time. Let's have a quick look at this one. This is 1900, age 86. Now then, this used to be a central point. It was first used by the Romans, the building here. The priory took over ownership of the church. Handicapped traveller, how you doing? And in 1169, it was gifted to become a church. Claire, how you doing? Nice to see you. Oh, whoops, hang on, Claire. Claire, don't go anywhere. I was giving you a spanner and I accidentally hit your back. VR, no way. That's cool. Well, here you go. That's bizarre. Where is he? Is he around here? Yes, he's around this one. Yeah, Camperdown, the Russell. Cool. Big Tim, how you doing? Oh, what's Nightbot doing now? He can't. I've set it to be nice. I set it to be really nice. Just press drop and it'll drop your thingy. It might tell you off for shouting at me. I don't like being shouted at. But yeah, here we go. The oldest window is here. It's a normal window. And over this side is where I found some of the reused Roman stone from Hadrian's Wall. I'd love to have known what that pattern would be. Sorry, Colette. Rob, you all right? Angela, good morning. Now, under here, we have a sword. See the sword? It's about 4 foot long. And we also have a chalice. Now, that is linked to, often, here's what chalice, just there, the Knights Templar. This isn't. It's thought that this was a priest that was in battle. He served with an army somewhere, somehow. There's a few pieces of masonry make me wonder if they've come from the wall. Got that one there. And we've got the odd one with unusual markings on it. And that wall's got a big bow in it. Very big bow in it. We're going to go inside. I'm going to see the lady and I've got the keys. Now this was added on, I think, 1800s. Oh, Mandy, sorry, I didn't see you didn't have a spanner there. Ooh, heck. There. Where are you at? Let's get you your spanner. There you go, Mandy, sorry. This was added on. Yeah, Robert, Hadrian's Wall. It's a World Heritage Site. Think poor man's Great Wall of China. The Romans built it across England from east to west, just down the road from here. And this was actually a Roman sentry point back in the day. This was built on, I think it was 1800s, we'll see inside, as a mortuary. Yes, and to protect all the land and the goodies and the minerals that they'd stolen. Yeah, you know, have a test, see if it does it. We still have the bell up there. But this part of the building's much newer. The back, again, I've not really seen much masonry that I could say has maybe come from the wall. I mean, it wasn't just a wall, there were sentry points, outposts, and this was one of those. We do have some that have unusual markings on though. Let's have a look. This seems to be the oldest part of the building. Like this one. It's got like a cross hatch through it. It's not just normal pointing, as are some of the others, but it's so weather beaten as well. It's been here over a century. What's so scary? What have I done? Chicago Accountability, thank you so much for coming in. We'll have more information over in the inside. We'll have a look around through here as well. Thanks for coming in, Chicago. And I've got to get in through these locks. The last time I was here, someone had a torn page. Oh, hang on. There. Pages out of the prayer book that's here. I don't understand some people, I really don't. There are still services held here, but it's locked up for the most part. But you can just go and get the keys from the lovely lady down the road. UK, how you doing? Lovely big old oak doors. Then in the summer you see the wasps chewing the nest around here. Did I do that right? Uh-oh. Hang on. The door doesn't want to open. Okay. That's not iffy at all. Top of the door wants to go, but the bottom of the door's stuck. I can't do this one-handed. UK, love you. Ladies, be very nice to UK. He's plotting. Right, 2 seconds, I'm going to put you down. Won't be a sec. Try and get this door open. Look at probably grass. Ooh, hello. And a bit of me and my white hair. Hopefully that avoided my ugly mush too much. Right, we're in. With all the rain, hang on a sec, I'll get you back in. Sorry about that. With all the rain, it made the door swell. So that was a bit of an issue. Right, let's get in. Hello, bats, if you hear bats. We've got bats living in the ceiling. And I come to clear it up for the lady when I'm here. Right, let's get the key and the lights. You've got this little cute key that you put in a little hole in the wall to put lights on. It is freezing in here. There we go. Now this one was a priest, the Reverend Richard. February 11th of February, 49 years old, 1714. Please don't let me be locked in here. Phew, my heart went a flutter then. This church of nearby Lanercost Priory in 1169. The main body of the current building formed the chancel of the 12th century church, and parts of the structure are evident on the south wall. The adjoining farm was the vicar's house, and the peel to this was built in 1335. It is possible that the tower to the church was also built at the same time. The nave and tower were demolished in 1789, and the material from those used to build a new parish church from the hospital chapel. The chancel to the porch was added in 1861 when other improvements were carried out and was then used as a mortuary chapel. They came and did more preservation in 1987. Here we have given to the parish of Brampton by Thomas Richardson, Esquire, at the Privy Seal Office, London, for the use of the altar. A large embossed silver cup with a cover and stand of the same weighing 55 ounces in the year of our Lord, 1746. You all right, Geordie? Angie, how you doing? So we've got lots of little bats up there. You can see them hanging. See that bat? Right in the centre of the screen there's a bat. And they do like leaving some go around. You can see a few all the way along. Bat City. Okay, over here we've got a list of vicars. And there's one that's really interesting because he was ejected. I wonder why he was ejected. So Thomas was instituted in 1220. Richard de Caldecotes, 1334, died 1346. John Egg, John de Hayton, William de Kirkby. They were all in the 1300s. Now, we've got a gap from 1372 to 1536. And the one that I'm interested in is Nathan Bernard. So, yeah, Bernard, Nathan Bernard. And he was ejected in 1662. So, what did he do that was wrong? And then you've got the main body of the church, these old tiles. Something's been dropped there that wasn't there. You've got an old Victorian bier. Now, these were used to move coffins. You've got your hitch for your horse. And you've got your lovely old wheels. And foldable sides, which I have dropped before, and it gave me a heart attack, and I almost took the Lord's name in vain in the Lord's house. So this is the main body of the church. And your normal window on this right-hand side. It looks like there was a doorway here. It's an odd repair. And we've got that mark out of the stone in there. Challenging, how you doing? You all right, Kirsty? And it's just such a beautiful building. And then again, looking through them for Roman markings. Just such a peaceful but a very cold building. Now, that crack doesn't look, they've filled it. T-Bird, how you doing? The children's gift to the house of God. Now, whoa, we've had water here for whatever reason. Okay, I bet it would, especially with the bats flying around. And you've got this little nook in as well. I can't see where that comes out on the outside of the building. I just can't find it. So I have no clue. Now I have a couple here. Here lies the body of Anne Thomas, wife of Reverend John Thomas, Brampton, who died December 4th, 29th, 1739, aged 52. And then we have I think it's that Margaret Phillips. We have some Roman lettering. So, I'm not very good at that. 1692. And she was 53 years old. Margaret Phillips list. And these were these two put inside the front. I have no idea what those are. But here we've got a very old font. Mama Hannah, how are you? Thank you for coming in. Wow, I got an inscription on it. It didn't like me over there, did it? A lovely, peaceful, quiet building. Claire, I absolutely love it. It's so peaceful, so quiet. Just loads of history that you wouldn't expect from a little sleepy backwater. So I'm wondering if these have been taken from the wall. The markings are very different to the others. And I've seen a few of those outside. So we have Richard Richardson of Brampton, who departed this life January 13th, 1836, age 77. Just so old, so old. I can't see a Phillips. Loads of bats. Oh, look. A little bat. I think they're pipistrelles. Bats are cute. Yeah, Claire, let us know how it goes. Well, this has to be a Roman artifact. We've got what I presume is Latin down the side. Morbid, how you doing? Now this one, I might be able to use you to see if I can read it. No account. Daughter of John Stevenson of Brampton, September 1794, aged 6 years. Green Hornet, how you doing? So I'll lock this door up. I'm looking for more bats above my head. Oh, have we got one up there, look. We've got more bat. I do like bats, they're cute. Another lady doesn't like them because she has to clean up after them. Hang on. I'll sort this out the door. And it looks like they were making a load of mess. Ooh, and under the beer, I found what is possibly the original font. See? Done a good deed for the day. Right. Underneath the beer, we've got a font. Now, was this the original font? Possibly. We've got a base, and we've got the bold part. Now, I wonder if that was below the little drainage channel in the wall that I was showing you before. Possibly. It looks around decent size for it. Anne-Marie, how you doing? Night Killer, thanks for coming in. Right. Where did I put that lock? There's some really interesting grazing here on the way down at the Otters. I'm going to show you my favourites on the way. If I can pull this door shut, as it's swollen. Let's see. Get the key in the lock and hope that I've done it right. Yes. It's really beautiful door. I didn't want to damage it by slamming it shut. Right, I'll be with you in a sec. I'm just putting this lock back on. Have I got to put the key back in? I think so. It's not so easy one-handed. Right, hang on a sec. I was going to put you down while I just sort this lock. Oh, hey. These locks aren't liking me today, are they? And we're locked. Right, let's go. Ruth, how you doing? Hey, thank you for coming in. Secret, how you doing? I do have a bag in my pocket for where we're going. Hopefully, I'll back up the bank if I do go down. But we'll see. These are a lot of the priests. They've got their own little section. And the majority are like this. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I think we've got 2 more priests just here. But the lettering just isn't great. My favourite grave is down here. I absolutely love it. So the memory of Anne, the wife of William Foster of Brampton, 1759. That one's actually aged really well. The British Legion looks after the war graves in here. We've got lots of moles. They'll have to be sorting that out. Now, I've never seen a headstone like this. I absolutely love it. It's been fired in a kiln. Very soon the snowdrops will be gone and there'll be a blanket of daffodils and crocus. Love crocuses, I've got them all over the garden. This one, never seen one like this before. I absolutely love it. Fired in a kiln and glazed. To my father, the Reverend John Wesley Hetherington, son of James Hetherington of Caperntree, Brampton, who died 25th of April, aged 1942, aged 64. My mother, Mary, daughter of Hugh Jackson, Green Lane, died 7th of April 1923. And there's a maker's mark on the back, but I can't find... Grandma Kelly, how you doing? There's a maker's mark on the back, but I can't quite work out who they are. So, in grateful memory, Renee. And we've got a maker's mark just there. But I love it, absolutely love this one. We have Jay Patterson. Canadian Machine Gun Corps. 13th of April, 1918, aged 34. His end was peace. Thank you for your service. We have a couple of Canadian soldiers in here. I've got a very wonky one looking over there. We'll have a look. How you doing, Kelly? We've got the old fire and brimstone seat in the back corner, telling you to go and rest there and think before you end up under the ground here. I'll take you over. Star, how you doing? Nice to see you. We have quite a few naval graves, which is odd because we're in the centre of the country. Can't quite work that out. Lucas, how you doing? Vegas, nice to see you. Thanks for coming in. Have we had more trees down is another question as well. If you just come in, if you type drop, Nightbot will be kind and it'll put your link. Ooh, heck, this is a bit boggy. We'll put your link in. Ooh, eye stinging. We're probably going to have a lot of water in. And we go down to where the otters are. But I should be at a track if they're still active. We'll have some newer. This graveyard's not used anymore. There's a new cemetery at the entrance to this one. But in this corner, we've got a few naval. Ooh, doesn't that lichen look a funny colour? That's a bit spooky. We had a few graves exposed when we had a landslip, so they've been reinterred. Now, this one's different to the other war graves. In love and memory of William Symington, BMCM, Aidan JP of Leafield, Brampton, Major 4th Battalion, Borgia Regiment. Also their daughters Ethel, Claire, who died 31st December 1974. We've got Winifred, who died 1978. Do we have his wife on this side? Also of Emily Ethel, who wife of William Symington, died 15th of August 1959, age 91. And here we've got fire and brimstone. Before you rest for forever basically, forever here, sit and think and pray. 1926, before you rest for here, sit and think and pray. An L on the top. The stonework's held together with metal, and we've got no other markings on it other than that L. Chris, how you doing? Thanks for coming in. Linda, how you doing? I've got another grother, more navel this way, I believe. Farmer's having a nose at what I'm doing. Look at that, it's had a big old branch come down. Pixie, thank you so much for coming in. 1981. I think I'm being stalked by a farmer. Sparky, alright. He's following me around the whole plot. Right, we're going to go down the river. See if we find the deer down here. Stevie Wonder, how you doing? Sniper, you alright? Right, let's go down this bank. Oh. Do we have any deer? That's the question. The deer are down here. I was following a path that they use. As yet, can't see them. Amanda, how you doing? If I miss anyone, shout at me. I don't mean to be ignorant. Now this bank slipped as well. It amazes me how that tree just plonked itself down the right way around and just carried on growing. Ooh, it's been very flooded down here. We've got sand washed up down there. We've got a building here. Where's the path I was following the deer? Oh, it's further down. It's not actually as warm as I thought it was, you know. Right, the deer, I've got a track where this tree's fallen on there. But we've got a building down here. Interesting. We've also got a lot of sand. Oh, we've got a heron. And a duck. Mike, how you doing? So, there's your deer track. I followed it as far as I dare, but that bank is ridiculously steep. Ridiculously steep. And I didn't fancy falling away all the way. Kaz, you alright? Just going down this bank sideways. I don't fancy falling flat on my face. That's new. Last time I was in, the deer were in here. And the otter den is pretty much straight across from us. Oop. Deer also using that track. I might have a look in that sand to see what we've got. I mean, this has all been flooded. It's nuts. I've got no chance of following the river along because it'll be knee deep in mud at one point. But the river's actually been over the top here, from what I can see. Right, let's get down. Hopefully we'll still have otter prints. So we've got an otter den in this bank. Straight across there, got an otter den. That part of the bank's actually dropped since the last time I was here. The whole bank has been coming down. Right, let's have a look at what footprints I've got down here. Have we got my otters? Yes, we have. And we've got tiny little prints just there. Teeny tiny prints. All the way along. It's SB, can you see that black sand running through? All the way along. So we've got something very active along here. We've had some of the dogs. We've had a fox. Silver, how you doing? I am down the old church and where the otters are living. Dibbin, how you doing? I love it. Someone had built a table. The table's gone. Someone's removed the table, but the seat's still left. We'll have a look further along. Zaxon, how you doing, Zaxon? WNK, thank you for coming in. Deer, and deer have been moving quickly, and it's a big one. See how its toes are spread out? It's been motoring through here, but it's slowed up just here. Its tracks are a lot closer together. It looks like it's turned. Has it gone up into there, I wonder? Can't see it. I can't see it coming back along here. We're following where it would be. Oh yeah, we have a nice small fox. We have kingfishers here. I've managed to film kingfishers too. This seems to be a lot closer to the bank than it was. Those last big storms we had with all that rain has really remodelled this. The water's been right up on that bank as well. Where I'm at, I'm about 8 feet above the water. And it's been right up here. Lunatic, how you doing? Challenging you, Star. Yes, Silver, I'm tracking. I can't see that deer through here at all. It turned and it went up. And in here we've got sheeple. We'll have a look over, we'll go through the gate onto the riverside. See, Rep Your Star, if anyone in chat wants a link drop, just type drop and Nightbot will drop your link for you. It might tell you off for using capitals. Ooh. God, I got my leg stuck then. I wanted to get down onto the bank, but with the snow melting, the water's higher up, I don't think I'm going to be able to snake my way down. Sheep all are moving. They've not got around, have we? No, I can't see one. Let's go through this gate and see what is left of the bank. You sometimes get the deer through this side as well. But you can see why they've had to reinter graze, because the banks are just so steep. Right, let's have a look through here. You never know, my kingfishers might be about. I'll actually be able to show the difference between the sheep and the deer tracks while we're here. Oh, we had some ducks fly up. Sheep toes tend to be more rounded. You can see where the water's been on top here, it's brought all the sand in. It shows you how deep it was. And that bank has just been destroyed. You've got brown and you've got rainbow trout in here. You also have, I can't remember the name, I was trying to look them up. They're like little eels, they're white, they're lampreys, possibly. Little white eel looking things with really furry gills. Very strange critters. Popper, how you doing? Thanks for coming in. Ice, how you doing? Rights Defender, nice to see you. You alright? I can't hear the kingfishers as yet. We had that heron just filling its belly that's just flown off. And I think a lot of this has dropped. So my entrance to the back, oh God, yeah it has. I'm not going to be getting down here anytime soon. There was a step here, but it's all gone. But it's making me want to go and have a nosy. And all these little bits of archaeology that have been dropped. Every winter the river's totally changed shape. Ha! All might not be lost, but I'll wait until the ground's... Yeah, Papa, in the UK, up here we had torrential rain for days. And a lot of this bank's gone, I'm surprised. Awesome, why? What's going on? Staying along the fence side on here just for now. See, potentially I could jump down on there. But no, the ground's too wet at the minute. I'm not going to risk it, and I don't even like being where I am. I can feel a crack under my feet. Kelly, there's a hell of a undercut. Hang on, I'll be brave next to the trees. They're not going to fall in on me yet. See how it's undercut? All that. It's recently dropped as well. Hang on, just looking for awesome. Awesome, never. Claire, thank you so much for being in chat. Nice to see you. Miss Kayak, how you doing? I don't know whether the bank collapses are going to make my otters move. This bit is very soft and I can't see how undercut it is, so I'll stay away from the edge so much. But it's been right up here. travelling Tim. Below me on the bank is where the kingfishers were nesting. I don't know if there's sand martins nest here as well. We have sand martins in the area. Ooh, have a hole. I'm just looking out on these banks because you never know what's going to show up. Sniper, how you doing? There is a decently deep channel through the middle. I mean, that's a big tree that's submerged in it. Yeah, that tree's normally there. I was just trying to think. C&C, how you doing? Good morning. 3 hours. I'm looking for fish. We only get fish rising just along here. On this corner, in this deeper channel. At least it's sheep and not cows. I wonder if they've moved them in the sheds. I can't believe how much damage it's done to this bank on that side. Scott, nice one. Thanks for coming back. I'll take you back along and up the top. Making sure I've got this gate shut properly because of the sheeple. Farmer won't like me if they go for swimming lessons because they're not the smartest cookies, are they, little sheep? This gate's dropped a lot and it's heavy, it's a double. You just look at the sky for a minute. There. And it's locked. Always make sure your lock gate's back after you. Lots of sheeple, they'll be lying in a couple of months' time. That might not be the farm, it might be the fencer. It looks like they've been putting new fences up. Oh, yeah, he's having a notice following me. It's a bit iffy. See if he has the balls to come over and talk. Right, let me get over the top. Oop. Had my eyes on a fish, not on the fence. It's nice now that it stinks of frogs. Absolutely stinks of frogs. And again, we're back on to deer and dog. There's a lot of that bank gone, which is a shame. Get my backside back up this hill. There's a lot of the banks gone down. Oh, he's blanking me now, he's going the opposite way. He's okay. Well, he's a bit odd. You see we've suddenly got a pond down there. TG, how you doing? And the lovely Angela. That tree's gonna go as well. Awesome. Have you got cameras up? Have they tried to get in your sheds? Or garage? Ooh. Steep. I'm not sure which side of the cemetery dropped. I'm presuming it's this side. Waiting to see if he follows me up now. He's just down on the bottom there, staring down the bottom. As you do. I wonder what he thinks I'm doing. Oh, my legs. Steep as steep is. Now we've got some rubble up here. On the edge of the graveyard. Oh, my legs are like jelly. Whew, jelly legs. Some do, but I'd rather an awkward sheep than an awkward cow. Their feet don't hurt so much, and they tend to be a lot more gentle. Over on this right hand side, there's a space of young adults, all dying around the same time, and I still need to look up what diseases were happening. But I can't remember the year, so I'll go find out. (1944). We've got the old steps. And this will come through. I'd love to know what this one said, but it's just too deteriorated. Saxon Rocks. South Shields. No, South Shields is Newcastle way. Past Newcastle, in fact. So a long way for her to come to. Do we have another landslip? Potentially. We'll come up this way. 1898. A family plot. We've got some war graves at this end as well. I'll see if I can find that family grave. No, it's not that one. There's a long list, and there's 3 or 4 children passed away. Oh, there's son William, who was killed in action in France, May 30th, 1916, age 24. Thank you for your service. We've got Royal Artillery, E. Foley, Royal Artillery, 13th of November, 1941. It's up this end, that family. I need to find it. It's not you. So we have Joseph and Sarah Elliott of Brampton died 26th of November 1915. Also the above Sarah Elliott, who died 1926 and 1941. Here we have HS Riddell, East Lancashire Regiment, 27th of July 1920. Thank you for your service. We'll have a few more priests over this end. Come around this side. Jane Ings. This one is very shiny. I'm wondering if someone's been in restoring them, not just cleaning them. (1950). Is it you? Two of their sons died in 1916. Now, it doesn't say they served. But Robert, 21st of February 1918, and Thomas, their younger son, December the 1st, 1918, age 19. George, husband of Hannah, who died because Torrington, I don't know where that is, 1919, age 54, with Hannah 1926. So they lost two sons. Odds are it's going to be war related, hasn't it? Yeah, challenge and put fluffs in. It's nice seeing Fluff getting back. Another storm screwed up with her signal. The time difference sucks. 1912. Is this them? Right. Robert Carruthers' wife, 1897. Elizabeth, who died 12th of March 1927. Robert, 1912. So we've got two children in 1912. A lot of them still have the lead lettering, but you see some of them have fallen out, sadly. I'm sure the stone we're looking for is over here on this back corner. So we've got another soldier and grandson of the above, who was killed in action in France, November 23rd, 1916, and he was the Borgia Regiment. So they lost their grandson. Thank you for your service, young man. Now this one is looking a bit tippy-toppy. We've cracked. It's going to go, Outlaw, how you doing? Outlaw, I'm in another cemetery. 1899, and then they were 85 years old. That's a huge age, absolutely massive age. But they all lived to a ripe old age. The son lived to 1951, and he was 92 years old. Some age. Have we found them? I swear to God, there was someone just stood there. Weird. I had to look twice. Ooh, don't like that. I thought the farmer had popped his head up there. Ooh, that was creepy. Ooh, I've got goosebumps. Oh, I don't like that. Right, John Robertson Armstrong, 1938, age 75. His wife, daughter, 1903, 1938, 1942, two in 1942. but one was in Michigan. My daughter left this country. That was bizarre. I swear there was someone stood behind that grave. That creeped me out just a tiny bit. Nutter, how you doing, Nutter? Rex, how you doing? Sorry, if I miss you, get me. Elizabeth, is that my Elizabeth? Elizabeth? Liz, it is. You alright, Liz? Sorry, I didn't see you. I was just a bit freaky about a head popping up. I swear there was a head. I'm getting a bit obsessive looking for that one. We'll have some lovely old gravestones over here. He's back. David, husband of S.J. Latimer, who died in 1905, 1942, 1876, 1885, 1850. Such a shame some of these are starting to lean over. I'm not standing in front of it solely because of that. We have some beautiful ones over this side. We've also got a lot of older ones as well. And that one's pretty. Nice masonry work. Elizabeth Palmer, who died at Torquay in 1829. Sorry, 1929. And their son died in 1928, so they lost family pretty close together. How you doing, Terry? The lovely Liz. How's things, Liz? Oh, cool, Tim. This one is beautiful. Look at that. She's holding a wreath. Isn't that pretty? How's you, Liz? And we've got a more modern. There are quite a few like this. Very simplistic. But our graveyards are so different to the US. I know the boat files when they take us up the plains, on the upper plains. It's weird. So different. This side gets the weather, or a lot of the weather, yet it's actually doing better than the rest. I find that odd as well, that's a bit creepy. Isabella. And the front's just crumbled on that one. And this one's enormous. It's about 1.5 feet thick, each wall, and I can't quite read it. We've got 1807, we've got 1897, 1850, and we've got people all the way around it. It's a huge family site, 1852. A lot of children in that one. Yes, it is. The local parish council take care of it. You also have the British Legion coming in to tend to the war graves. We have William, South African Constabulary, SA Constabulary, on April 1870, wounded in action at Engelbrecht. Died 3rd of June 1903. Is that right, 1905 or 1903? 1905, I believe. Roland Joseph Thomas, a priest who died at Chorlton. A Royal Canadian. Royal Canadian. June 23rd, 1874, gave his life at Passchendaele. This man died at Passchendaele. Hell on earth was Passchendaele. Next to the Somme. Thank you for your service. There are actually more war graves than are listed inside the church. There's a list of all the soldiers that are here. There's actually 2 Canadians that I've just found today. That rain's starting to come down. Very first time I came here, it was spring, and the leaves were really up, the plants were really up, and a pheasant came darting out from there, and my heart nearly stopped. I absolutely freaked. It took me a while to get my composure back. Now this is an odd one. I'll show you why it's odd. See the shape of it? If I hold it to the top. The front actually bows out, and there's no others that I can see like that. Mayhem, how you doing? The memory of William, son of George Jameson, October 1864. He was 4 years old. His wife, 1892. 1836. Great granddaughter, 1887. Mary, their other daughter, who died in 1919. I wonder if we've got anything on the back. Usually you don't. But that one doesn't quite make sense. In memory of, and it's got also William, son of George. It's part of it missing. Odd. There's snowdrops everywhere. I'm trying not to stand on them. Henry Penfold, FSA Scott, and wife Jane, his wife. Here lies that can never die of 2, steadfast in faith and strong character. HPJ. 1941 and 1934. Quite like that one. As we get to the old ones, we find the inscriptions on the back. You get the skull and crossbones, you get timers, you get hearts. Now this one is a very well-to-do one, so hopefully these will have been connected the whole way around with iron railings, but for the war effort they were removed, and you can see on that one it's been snapped off. And these will have gone the whole way around this grave. Who have we got? Joseph, second son of John and Elizabeth, died 15th of March 1845. And the top's just so pretty to this one as well. We have Royal Navy, and he died in 1863. Elizabeth of John of something Fleming, late surgeon in the Royal Navy. Oh, we had a surgeon. A late surgeon in the Royal Navy. Interesting. Finding things out today that I did not know. Henry James, their son, and Ruth, who died 1864. 1872. Margaret Jane. So we have parents' names. We don't have the parents' names. I'm very jealous of Tim and his mega road trip. Love it. He's done the stuff we can't do. Joseph Carruthers. A lot of the names in here are still local names. Jane, why do both? 1860. And I don't really find that many that have large amounts of children, young children, which is also unusual. Helena Christina, daughter of William and Helen Christina Rutherford, who died 24th November 1865, aged 1 year and 4 months. I say that and I'll fall on this one. John, their son, 1st June 1967, so 1867. Oh my God. Oh, I shouldn't do that in here. William, the father, he departed this life August the 20th, 1878, aged 30. Helena, who died 16th of July 1923, so 1825. So Helena, she lost 2 children and her husband within 3 years. 3 years. Helena for the poor lady. Limit, Lucas, limit for what? I don't know how many you're allowed to put up. 1863, 1870. I'm gonna have a look at this big one at the back here. Beth, how you doing? Thank you very much for coming in. If I'm being ignorant and I miss you, I am really sorry. Shout at me. Shout loud. But with less than 30 letters or you night bottle tell you off. Jane Armstrong of Allenby, who was 75, 1887. She was 75 years old. And does that say Allenby? Allenby is a long way away. That's on the coast. And in that time, those times, it would have taken a day or so to get here, I suppose. I will have a huge family. And here, I can't really read them all. I wonder if the farmer's given up trying to work out what I'm doing. I can't see him. Nope, can't see the farmer. Job's a good one. Someone's been trying to clear this and they've damaged it. Also their son who died in Craigmore, another Craigmore, 1943. Jane, wife of Alex Routledge, who died 1876. He died in 1885. Mary and their daughter, 1882. 1926. Thomas Sinclair, the beloved child of Thomas and Elizabeth Moses, 1844, 88 months. I'm sorry, baby. What else have we got? Thomas Moses, 1871. His wife in 1960, age 97. Wow. And John Sinclair, down in Newcastle. Yeah, I was having issues uploading the other day. Then live chat vanished. There was nothing I could do to actually get onto live chat. It just wasn't working for me at all. I know I think they must have sorted the upload by now. 1880. We've got a marble one. The marble ones tend to be rarer in here. But I don't know how many community posts you're allowed to post. They changed the shorts. You're only allowed to put up 5 shorts, and then they changed it all. Kind of a marble. This one must have been a very well-to-do family. And there we have it. Sacred to the memory of the Reverend Joseph Bliss. For 40 years, faithful minister of Jesus Christ, born January the 16th, 1816, died September 28th, 1822. More than conquerors through him that loved us. Be ye also ready. Ooh, bit of brimstone. Be ye also ready. Does he have anyone else in here with him? His wife, who died in 1901. Can't quite work that out. It doesn't look like they had any children, or the children weren't brought here. We've got another priest. Easy, how you doing? Now this one's a common priest one. Marble, just simplistic. Isaac, Robert George, John George, James Fisher, Edward Farish, sons and daughter of Isaac and Anne Farish, who were interred in the new churchyard. So they've all been moved. Remember if Anne, wife Isaac of Greenfield, who died in 1871. He died in 1886. I wonder why they were reinterred here. These are actually quite hard to read because, there you go, they're just so hard to. I know, and Shandy keeps telling me, bring some paper and some crayons to go over them. This end of the graveyard is the more expensive. Do you know what? I suddenly started getting funeral planning letters and emails. And I think, is someone trying to tell me something? Didn't like it very much. I know Mags, she was getting a load as well. This was a really unusual one as well. This was a child's. Kathleen Ann. Look at the work on that. That's from 1836. The last was 1867. Lovely marble. This one I would love to read, but it's covered in moss. This one's more of a status symbol. And it's the old lead lettering. But it's just covered under that moss. And if you start moving the moss around, you can damage it. Now, Joseph Richardson was the verger of Brampton Church. He died 1882, age 75. His wife, 1871. Their son, 1908. Their right. Also William, son of the above, who died at Wallsend, which is Newcastle. Also Anne, wife of Joseph. Son of above, Joseph and Dorothy Richardson, who died at Wallsend 1919. Joseph, husband of the above Anne, and son of the above Joseph and Dorothy Richardson, who died at Wallsend 1925, aged 88 years. That one's a bit of a brain bender. Just the way they note it down. It's a bit. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh. Ah. Right. No bending down. Fish has it. 1994. It's unusual that this new one's been put up this end with all the old ones. Oh no, it's starting. Right. Oh, someone's had a pheasant. No, they haven't. They've had a pigeon as well. We've had a sparrowhawk probably in here, or a buzzard. Here's some of the older ones with the inscriptions on the back. Yeah, it's getting close to that SB. So we've got a GW, we've got a heart and a sand timer, but we've also got an arrow in the middle of this one. I've not noticed arrows in here before. This one has a heart, a stylised heart, and a sand timer with it. It's Coming over this way for a reason. Now, war effort, another one that lost its railings during the war. Oh, this will have gone to the munitions factories. Some got replaced, but a lot didn't, and this one hasn't. As hasn't the one next door. This one lost its. Queen, how you doing? Thank you very much for coming in. This one lost all of its railings. She pulled out of the stone. And we're coming into the really old. I should have maybe been up when it was frosty. Might have been easier to read. Now this one's an old one. This is a 1700s. And again, it's that lettering. They also didn't think about fitting any words in. So we have John Bell of Mary, of Brampton, wife of John, who departed. They also didn't think about the spacing, so that should say Brampton, but it's BRAM at the top. And we have a date of 1740 down the bottom there. But they didn't think about spacing at all. They didn't think about what they had to fit in. And if they couldn't fit the wording in, they just carried it on the next line down. Treasure, how you doing? Ron, good morning. Coffee monitor. And that's really pretty work. The weather's getting to it. That would have been beautiful. So Elizabeth of George and Eleanor, who died in Beltingham, 1864, age 2, oh no, and age 10 months. And their daughter who died at Brampton, 1885, age 20. And the son, 1913, 1910. And they all live to a ripe old age. There is a 90, there's an 80. Our family has good genes. I think the farmer's given up. I can't see him. Watch him stick his head up behind a grave and then watch me drop on the floor. Here lie the body of William Lionel of Crow Hall, who died February 25th, 1779, aged 36 years, restored by REHAD, 1842. And again, another really old one, 17, I can make out the 17, but not much more. There's quite a few as you come this way that have not thought about fitting their wording in. Treasure, you know what? Back there, down the bottom, I was walking along. I stuck my head up and I swear there was someone stood there next to a gravestone, in front of a gravestone. I looked at it, looked back, double looked, and it was gone. This one's in 1724. Now we've got another really old one, and I can't get to the date, unfortunately, but year of the Lord, and it's below ground, unfortunately. These two are written front and back, which again is unusual. Lucas, 1810, we've got on that side. And like the body of Jonathan Butcher Bell, Brandon Butcher, who died September 1782. This one's been cleaned up as well, it's at least been rubbed. Thomas, can't make his surname out. Butcher in Brampton, who died October the 18th, 1789. This mason has marked his lines out in the UK, I don't know if the kids in the US used to get, when you first learned to write, you get books with lots of lines close together, and you had to keep your letters within the lines. And that is what this mason was doing to keep his text nice and neat. But a lot of them around that time didn't, so he was really conscientious. Over this way, we have a skull and crossbones somewhere. Is it you? No, we have a man on the back of this one. He's got a sun timer and he's got a staff in his hands. Great Ace, how you doing? In memory of Elizabeth, daughter of John and Anne Barker, plasterer, who died March the 4th, 1820, aged 2. Jane, wife of John Barker, 1839. How old was he? I can't quite make his out. I would love to see these older ones restored. There's actually a plan of the graveyard in here we've got the skull and crossbones. Now, it wasn't just used for piracy, the old skull and crossbones, and it says remembrance. If I remember right, the front of this one's gone, has it? No, it hasn't. Here lieth the body of Hannah Hutchinson, aged 22 years in 1713. There seems to be a bit of a fashion with these ones. The naval commander at the start there, he's got the very similar headstone, 82 in 1821. 1821. Lots of around the 1821. Memory of William Robinson, who died 1755. A few old ones here. Unfortunately, there's a rabbit using a fallen one as its outpost, shall we say. I've got another one that's been worn on the back, but I can see down the bottom we've got some text there. I can't quite make it out. Jersey, how you doing, Jersey? I'm not being morbid, I like it. It's interesting. Walking around a really old cemetery. This one's huge, and it had an inscription at the top on the plaque. I can't make it out, unfortunately. Next time I say I'm coming here, shout at me to bring wax crayons. In the memory of Thomas Corrie, of late manufacturer. What do we have here? Thomas Corrie. And then below it we have Flute, maybe? Flute manufacturer in Brampton, who died 1815. Here lieth the body of... Have we done that one? Yes, we have. We've done Hutchinson. Oh, this one's... Look how worn through this one is. Width of my finger, look. And again, it proves my point, look. Here lieth the body of Mick. No idea what that says. Of Graham of Bram. You see how on the pillar it's got part of the M, and the PTON is on the next line down. I think this one's the same. I think this one does it as well. The memory of John Graham of the Wheat Chief Inn. Oh my God, that has just been renovated. No, it wasn't. The Wheat Chief. I need to look that up actually. Who died February 16, 1756, aged 31. We'll have a few old coach houses that still exist. One's actually part of a care home. And this one is 1753. 1797. This one, I've never really paid attention to this one. We've got several crosses on it and swords. We've got 1, 2 swords. Stu, how you doing? And some more really old. Someone's been rubbing them, I wish they wouldn't. Yeah, for some of these, you see these really old ones. Ron, I'd love to be able to work out what's just left above ground. Some of them have sank, so you miss a lot. They shouldn't have piled that on top of there. Geordie, you never know. Erected in memory of Elizabeth, wife of Cuthbert Lambert, 1853. Hers has stayed remarkably fresh, all considering. Who died June the 10th, 1821. Someone's been looking for something specifically. We've got another one, similar. Lucas, after seeing whoever that was, and did Kirsty say that she saw it as well? Kirsty, if you're in, did you say you saw it? Someone stuck their head up. To the memory of Thomas Wasdall of Tenterbank, who died March 16, 1743, aged 67. I mean, that's a good old age for them. We've got a heart and we've got a sand timer. We've got a fleur-de-lis, an MW written at the top of that one, on the back end. This one's got another skull and crossbones on the back and an angel. A really stylised angel at the top with the wings. That reminds me of that wax melt last night. All I could see was angels. They lost 2 sons within 2 years, 1856 and 1857, and they were only 3 and 4 years old. 1842, they lost 1, 2, 3 children. None of them over the age of 4. That is really pretty. No probs, great days. Stay safe on these roads. Some of these at this end just haven't done so well. I nearly tripped over that one. That wouldn't look good, would it? For my little stalkery farm that's gone. This pickup's gone. Got a double one here. And it's old. I can't tell the date, but by the font, it's old. This one's unusual. It was planned as a family plot, but there was only one person in there from 1824. For whatever reason, he was 40 years old. You can almost see my hills, but they're kind of, oh, hello sheeple. They're hidden in the murk. I do really like these old ones. Here lieth the body of Johann Wallace, who departed 1719. There we go. Here lieth. And again, this was going to be a family plot, and we've only got one. And it's not like they're an age to not have a family. Here lies John William. And again, another simplistic one. I keep having the heebie-jeebies. I'm going to fall over one. It's a nice place to come and spend eternity. Nothing but birds and sheep, although the sheep have been in here from the look of it. I'll have a look. We have John William. It's Wallace. Here we go. Oh no, Willis. Willis there. Who do we have round here? 1864, 18. And this one's huge. This is brought here as a status symbol as well. Isaac Glazier of Brampton, who died January 8th, 1813. He's 72, huge, huge age. And the children were 80, 50, 65. Again, very good genes. Someone's been wiping at that one. And we have Andrew Robert Sutcliffe, Royal Air Force. 23rd of April 1940, age 26. Dearly loved second son of Walter and Muriel Sutcliffe, Kirby Moor. Thank you for your service. And I've got some newer. Little Ridge, how are you doing? Now this one's a shame because this one's more unusual as well. There's not any more like that in here. What's the title, Spark? 1776, 80 and 60 years old. 51. And still, even these really old ones, they are names that still exist here. The memory of Anne, is it Anne? Of Birchall, wife of Richard Hetherington, who died 1790, aged 38. I like coming up just before the crocuses and the dandelion, daffodils come up. I don't like walking on them. 1775, age 51. 1776, age 60. Just amazing. 1761. There's a couple around the corner that I never go and look at. And age 75 in 1849, ripe old age. Nice one, Kaz, thank you. And everything that's come over this end. Who do we have? Thomas Gill, merchant, who died in 1842, aged 39. His sister and wife of Isaac. Hemmelsgate near Brampton, I don't know where that is, 1856. Memory of Halliburton, Burnforth. Halliburton Burn, fourth son of Brian and Sarah Byrne from Newcastle. He died in 1855. Farmer's back with some help. And aged 43 in 1853. In memory of Margaret, wife of Richard Miles of Crooked Inn, who died 23rd of Feb 1797, age 78. Just huge, huge ages. Oh, we've got some rams coming out, so I'm staying well out the way. Oh, just potter for a minute until they get out of the way. Leonard Story, who died. Oh, I can't make out the end of that one. What did I change? Night Outlaw, Sweet Dreams. Yeah, big up the sniffers. Yeah, keep an eye out for Secret Blackburn on his second channel. Ring that bell. 1822. I'm just letting this farmer get out of the way while I go out the gate. He's got his pickup and his trailer parked right up next to it. I've got 1838. It's a shame that this one is just so worn. This is another really old one. And it would be interesting to read. Eve's World, how you doing? Nice to see you. And again, we've got the priest with the sword and the chalice. Thanks, SB. I think we're guessing. And the farmhouse was the vicarage back in the day. So that is me. I'm going to tootle off past the farmer and go and hand these keys back into the church. The little church, I don't know if you can make out, but there's such a bow on that wall. It's huge. You see that all bowing out. Thanks for being here, challenging. That wall really needs fixed. Kirsty, did you say you saw that head show behind that grave? So I didn't see if you answered me before. It's a lot wider at the top than it is the bottom as well, which isn't great. Sparky, thank you so much for coming in. You're a star. All of you are. The oldest headstone I found today is 1686. And it's just got William Atkinson Glover. I don't want to film next to the newer graveyard. I know people in there. I know the family's still knocking around. So, thank you all for joining me, and I'll see you all tomorrow. It was a toss-up between two places today, so I'll probably do the other tomorrow, depending on the weather. Nice one, Little Ridge. So I will see you all tomorrow. Thanks for joining me. See you soon. Bye now.